Good evening, folks, and welcome to Rock Music Talk. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Erschen. Join me as we celebrate the legacy of one of the greatest rock bands ever created, and my personal favorite classic rock band, and that is Rush. Sporting the t-shirt, guys, getting ready to celebrate by counting down the top 10 Rush tunes of all time. As we have the Beyond the Lighted Stage menu screen playing in the background. If you guys have not picked up this documentary yet, it's an absolutely brilliant documentary. If you like Rush at all, you owe it to yourselves to grab this. It's such a great retrospective on the band and telling their great story. It's got amazing footage and home videos. It's brilliant. I love it. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? We're going to start with some honorable mentions. And first one is going to be Subdivisions, and that's from the Signals album, which is one of my favorite Rush albums. And this is when they started going in a more keyboard, synthesizer type sound. They started drowning out the guitars a little bit more. It's become more of a 80s new wave influence in there, you know. But I still really enjoy it. The songs were really well written, as well as New World Man. That would be my next honorable mention. That's a great song that has a little bit of a reggae influence in there. Next would be By Tor and the Snow Dog from the Fly By Night album, another one of my absolute favorite Rush albums that just rocks the whole way through. And By Tor and the Snow Dog is one of their first epics, you know, big epics that they're known for, you know. It's amazing. Next up would be Between the Wheels from the Grace Under Pressure album. Another one of my favorite of the synthesizer, keyboard era Rush, you know. Next would be La Villa Strangiato, another awesome epic, and that's an instrumental, and definitely one of their greatest instrumental songs. The playing on it is absolutely amazing. And you got a little bit of that cartoon tune there, the dun 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 dun. The playing is just absolutely flawless and so technically proficient, it's insane. Next would be Natural Science, another awesome epic of progressive rock, as Rush is so well known for being one of the top progressive rock bands of all time. Next would be Closer to the Heart from the Farewell to Kings album, another great album, and Closer to the Heart is one of their biggest hits of their career, I would certainly say. One of the songs they're most well known for. It got a lot of radio play. Alright, that's it for the honorable mentions, folks. I could go on all day. I had a lot more, but we need to get to the top 10. And number 10 is going to be Working Man. That's right, from the debut album of Rush. That's the song that put them on the map and put them on the radio, and just broke the band, you know. And oddly, this is the only album not to feature Neil Peart, the most masterful drummer in the world, in my opinion. Of course, that's arguable, it's debatable, but to me, Neil Peart is the greatest drummer of all time. Yeah, so originally they started with John Rutsey, and what happened is he couldn't handle like the touring, you know, because once they got a little bigger and they got some traction and they started getting on the radio a little bit and they started getting bigger gigs, you know, and he couldn't handle that life on the road. Like, he couldn't be a road warrior like the other guys, you know. So that's when they brought in Neil Peart. And thank God they did, because he's need I say more? And Working Man is one of their heaviest songs. It's like almost like a Black Sabbath song. And that riff right at the beginning, that it's like, oh, split your ears open. Rush can be pretty damn heavy when they want to be, let me tell you. And especially in the early days, they could rock like no other. And next up, number 9 is going to be another classic epic, and that is The Trees. And that's from the Hemispheres album, I believe. Another great progressive rock album. And The Trees is definitely one of their greatest songs. It's got some great melodic guitar work in there from both Geddy Lee and, of course, the great Alex Lifeson, who in my opinion is the most underrated guitarist on the planet, you know. I just feel like Alex Lifeson does not get enough credit at all. Next up is going to be, in at number 8, Tom Sawyer. Yes, you knew it had to be on here somewhere. Tom Sawyer, of course, is their biggest hit of all time. Their biggest radio hit that they're most well known for, and that is Tom Sawyer from, of course, the Moving Pictures album, which is their most successful album of all time. Next up is going to be Anthem from the Fly By Night album. That song just rocks. To me, that was Neil Peart making a statement that I'm the real drummer now, I'm the new drummer, and as he was about to be with the band for over 40 years. And he makes a bold statement at how to bash the shit out of the drums, and that's Anthem. What an excellent, awesome, rockin' ass song. Next up, number 6 is going to be Xanadu. Another classic epic, and that's probably my favorite of the progressive anthems from Rush. Just amazing keyboard in there, amazing playing, awesome epic drum work, awesome guitar work, and I love Geddy Lee's vocals on that song. Just amazing. Next up is going to be YYZ. Yes, their greatest instrumental song of all time. It's once again from the Moving Pictures album, their most successful album of all time. And when they play YYZ at the concerts, the fans go absolutely apeshit. And they actually hum the song, even though it's instrumental. People go the crowds go nuts. And let me tell you, Rush has a huge legion of fans. Some of the most dedicated cult following probably in the world. I dare say that, you know, Rush might have the biggest cult following of any band. Next up, number 4 is Limelight, once again from the Moving Pictures album. So yeah, Moving Pictures was no doubt an absolutely huge album for Rush. It showed them getting over kind of the long, sweeping epics and into more, you know, 4-minute songs, you know, 4-minute rockers, you know, 4-minute jams, 5-minute jams, you know, no long 9, 10, 20-minute songs of progressive rock. Just real tight songs, and Limelight is a great example of that. It rocks, it doesn't have to be crazy long, and the playing is amazing, and yeah, it showed Rush really progressing and being a tighter unit, you know. And number 3 is going to be, of course, you knew it had to be on here, 2112. Yes. An amazing song. It's 20 minutes long, but it just rocks so hard. It's amazing. The playing, the melody, and it rocks so hard. It's heavy, it's melodic, it's everything you could possibly want in a classic rock song. And it's 20 minutes long, so you didn't really hear that whole song on the radio. You might have heard, like, the Temples of Syrinx and the Overture, you know. They played that, Dave Grohl played that when they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if you guys didn't see that. So yeah, Rush is in the Hall of Fame now, baby. And that was awesome. What a great way to honor Rush by playing a little bit of the 2112 epic. But yeah, when before they made 2112, they were kind of going downhill, you know, because their third album, Caress of Steel, did not go over well, you know. But they decided, you know what, we're doing things our way anyway. We could either go out doing what we love to do, or You know, we're not going to conform to what the record companies want us to do. So I love that about them, you know. And next up is going to be another absolute stellar classic, and that is The Spirit of Radio. Yes. Oh, I mean, what a great feeling that song gives you, you know, just talking about music and the love of music, you know. It's such a great song that everybody can relate to. And next up, number one Rush song of all time, in my opinion, is Free Will, also from the Permanent Waves album. Yeah, Permanent Waves was another amazing album. And this was when they were really starting to, like I said, break down their songs to like 4-minute, 5-minute rockers as opposed to the 10-minute long epics. And yeah, Permanent Waves really set them on that path, and they did such a brilliant job with these songs, especially Free Will. And let me tell you, in the middle breakdown of Free Will, that absolutely blazing guitar solo from Alex Lifeson is my favorite guitar solo of all time. It's just pure rock fury. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's like, it's good. He just goes nuts. I love it. He just kills it. And I just want to say, Alex Lifeson is amazing. He's such an underrated guitarist. And of course, Neil Peart is my favorite drummer of all time. And guess who my favorite bass player is? Geddy Lee. So yeah, to me, Rush is the most talented rock band in history as far as playing. You know, their playing ability is unmatched. The only thing that kind of takes them down is a lot of people can't deal with Geddy Lee's high-pitched voice. You know, some people have an issue with that. I personally love it. I think he has a great voice, but it is what it is. But Rush rules, okay? Rush rules. So that's it, guys, for the top 10 Rush tunes of all time. If you guys want to make a response, feel free to do so with your top 10s, or put it in the comments below what your favorite Rush songs are, and let me know. And thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Erschen, in Rock Talk. Thank you. Good night.